You're all excited, you finished your new song, and you listen to it on your headphones or your studio speakers.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Now you're dying to show it to your best friend, so you load it up on your phone and you drive over there. He gets in the car and... Well, I've got some good news for you. There's an easy fix for this now, even if you're new to mixing and mastering, and terms like Psychoacoustics, Fletcher Munson Curves, and the Bark Scale sound like magical gibberish to you. You're in good company. Even the most experienced mixing engineer will tell you that mastering is like voodoo, and especially that one mysterious aspect that gets mixes to sound good no matter where you listen to them.
By the way, this is called getting a mix to translate.
So when this plugin called DeTroubler came out, I was pretty dang excited because it's kind of like having that voodoo mastering engineer right in your computer. It knows which frequencies are causing problems and aren't going to allow the mix to translate, and so you can just use it and then bring your mix over to your friend's house or in the car, and it's not going to sound bad anymore. So I have a couple examples ready so I can give you a demo of it and you can see how it works. And of course I include a link to get the software in the description below. This isn't sponsored in any way. It's just software that I found that I think is great. And if you like great home studio tips like this on software and just lessons on how to take home studio recordings and make them sound great, I have a free community over at school. I'll also link that down in the description. Grab a spot now while it's still free. Okay, so I've got the song loaded here. That was from my Reaper sessions. I did this last week, and it goes from kind of a metal thing to a jazz fusion thing. There's a lot of different kind of offensive signals, hard to control signals in here. And I did a lot of it with a mix. In the beginning of the song, got a lot of that sharp, high-end, mid-high grit. Then it gets very boomy. So you've got that a lot of bass, low-mid frequency, the stuff that can kind of build up and really create problems, especially on different systems. I'll make it sound good here, and then it'll be too boomy in the car, for instance. And then it cuts over to the jazz part. And that has a lot of the high mid kind of frequencies that were also something I wanted to target in the beginning. So I'm going to load up the plugin here, turn it on. And now what we're going to do is let the voodoo doctor listen. And you'll see here, these are going to start lighting up these 6 little buttons, and they're just names that they gave to areas of the frequency spectrum. You know, I got lows, low mids, probably mids, whatever they are. It's just word representations of what it's looking for, and we're going to hear just what it's affecting. So we'll start here back in the boomy part and let it cross over into the sharp part. Yeah, it's starting to grab. Yep. And these are the signals that it's going to attenuate and control for me, things that cause the translation problem. Now, if I roll it back and then engage it, and I'll click this little checkbox here to turn the plugin off so you can hear it, it's going to be very subtle. Let's do it in the boomy metal part. And now again, if you're listening on a good set of speakers at home or a good set of headphones, you may barely have noticed because there's not a translation problem, but you're definitely going to start to notice it as you bring it into your car, where I had a problem where it was too boomy, or wherever else it is that you're listening. Now notice I put it on my master chain here. You can use it on individual instruments as well, but I'm finding it useful as a mastering tool, and I'm going to be using it right before the brick wall limiter, the last piece of it. And again, if all this stuff is kind of foreign to you, definitely check out our school program. Okay, for our other example here, I've got a song that's another instrumental. This is going to be the demo song for Venus, OD's Venus Guitar. I'm excited that they're having me do that for them. Now, here's an example of grabbing from the right spot, kind of how we did on the other one. The intro here is just the guitar by itself. Isn't going to really need a lot. As it kicks in, I have this riser and then a bass drop. Right, and we get into some boomy stuff there and some crunchy tones, and then in this build-up part here, I've got some synth. There's definitely a high possibility that there's a problem with that boominess translating. For me, especially when I bring it to my car where I've got like a sub in there. I'm going to drop it in before the brick wall. And then we're going to have it listen from like here and slowly bring it up into the build-up part, and that should get done what we need. Yeah, that boomy is well good and lit there. Now, you shouldn't be using this, of course, to correct bad mixing. You still need to mix well. But again, you listen to it, it sounds good in one place, you take it somewhere else, and something's not quite right. This is going to help a lot with getting you there. Let's hear it from the same place. Maybe still a little boomy even so. I might have to mess with the mix. But that's the plugin there. That cymbal is just going and going, isn't it? Anyway, that's a quick demo of the plugin. It's very subtle. It's very useful for specific things that are going to be very meaningful to a lot of you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I always get back to people as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.